play.
The crazy thing about it, Spacestation winning in 4 against Cloud9, who were undefeated at the time. And for Spacestation, how did they do it? Well, it all started with AXB 5 for 9 in that series. Sypical playing a good part as well. Sathu at the bottom of that. Spacestation, a very aggressive team. And we are underway here in game number 1.
Taking Cloud9 out in league play is one thing, but now with the LAN ticket on the line, and that one all coming very close to just rolling in, but with the LAN ticket on the line, you know Cloud9 is bringing out every weapon in their arsenal.
And off the corner, Sathu able to boom it away. And for Spacestation, you're looking out for this team. You'll see them get aggressive. You'll see them constantly go for Cloud9's corners. They will challenge as aggressively as they can. It's what afforded them a victory against Cloud9 last time they faced off. For Cloud9, it was very close the whole way through. They put about 30 shots on net against Spacestation, but Spacestation threw almost all of them away. That shot goes through for Squishy, and Cloud9 on the board first.
See Spacestation all in the corner. Sypical and AXB both in the corner right next to each other. So when Gimmick won that challenge, it put Spacestation in a tough spot. Squishy coming in, cleaning up that goal. AXB couldn't get back in time. And Cloud9 on the board first. And Cloud9 came very close to getting swept in their series versus Spacestation. The only game that they won was an overtime win. It could have been a 3-0 in favor of Spacestation. So Spacestation is coming into this match confident that they have what it takes to take Cloud9 down.
And scoring the first goal for Cloud9 just sets that confidence for them in this matchup. Is week 4 for Cloud9, that's in the past. All that matters right now is winning this series right here. Gimmick off the side wall. Torment can't find the challenge, but bought some time for Squishy in midfield. Sathu trying to get it away. Gimmick there to cut it off. Squishy, a demo as well, but AXB kicks it out back towards midfield. So far, control. Torment, the pass broken up by Sathu, but pitch control has been Cloud9's. Spacestation have struggled to break out of the midfield.
Yeah, they have been on the attack. You can see even here, Torment keeping this attack going. Spacestation struggling to get anything started, but where we see Spacestation succeed is even plays like that, the infield passing. They have been excelling at that all season long. One of the reasons why they finished top 4, but they're going to have to pull it out here.
Sathu in the corner looking for Sypical. The challenge going the way of Torment. AXB next man up. The ball got away from him this time. Still Spacestation. Well, Sathu, a big win for Squishy on the challenge. Back out. Gimmick catches this. Challenged again. Very quick to the ball on defense, our Spacestation. And Sathu, another critical challenge. But Gimmick going to get it back to Spacestation territory. Very much Spacestation just kind of throwing this ball away.
I mean, the entirety of this game has been very back and forth at the midfield. Only 4 shots in total, from 2 from Spacestation, 2 from Cloud9. And that shot also just getting blocked right at the origin. So it has just been a power struggle between both of these teams. But you're right, Jorby. Cloud9 having a majority of the possession so far.
Squishy has a touch out. AXB able to get it away to Sypical. It got just a piece of it. Gimmick has it. Torment just off the post. No good for him. Sypical couldn't find it. Gimmick catches here, and it's kicked away by Sathu. Squishy responds with his own boomer. Cloud9 have held on to this 1-goal lead for the entirety of game number 1. And a long pass to AXB is cut off again by Torment. James, you talked about the infield passing from Spacestation, and we've seen it on the defensive end. They've tried it a couple of times in the attacking third. But for the most part, these passes have been broken up by Cloud9, or they've beaten Spacestation on the transition, and Gimmick's shot on the demo opens it for Torment, just high off the backboard. Gimmick's up high for this. Shot blocked by AXB. This hit out to the corner.
Excellent defense by Spacestation, but the attack isn't over yet. Cloud9 continuing to put that pressure on, but now a chance.
It was a good stop by Torment to at least slow things down, but they're not over. AXB through, ties the game for Spacestation. Incredible.
The infield pass from, well, one Sathu over to Sypical, then Sypical pops it right up to AXB, and AXB using up every ounce of boost on that double tap, and Spacestation right back into it.
You heard Lawler say it during the pre-show. They need Sypical to step up in this match if they want to head to Worlds in the upper bracket. Torment carrying this out. They tie it late.
But Jorby, that was the epitome of what makes Space Station so good. Every player on the team getting involved in that passing play, precision passing, and then the execution there from AXB. That was a thing of beauty.
Sypical off the ceiling. Back over to Sathu's Space Station. Clawing their way into Cloud9 territory. The pass blocked by Torment. AXB flying across from the pass from Sathu. It's around the corner. We might have a game one overtime. Cloud9, one more chance at the ball. Squishy knocked away. Back over to Gimmick, and he punts it out towards the box. Sathu over from Sypical, keeps it back to Sypical against the corner. It's high. And trying to play around to the corner. AXB off the sidewall. He has Sypical. Sypical's shot is going to be wide. Torment's going to let it drop, and we got overtime.
Overtime in game one, already proving to be a thriller. And these, unlike league play, which are best of 5, this is a best of 7. So you know that we're going to be buckling in for the long haul, Jorby.
Yeah, it's going to be a long and joyful ride for everyone watching at home.
Double commit there.
But AXB's got the good clear. Well, Torment cuts it off quickly. Sypical clears it out again. Space Station pretty solid on the defensive end, and they've only allowed 5 shots by Cloud9. For both sides, it has been a defensive effort. And AXB flying back. Sypical still waiting in the corner. He does have that clear out. Back over to Sathu. Sathu straight up wins against Gimmick on the challenge. And it makes it difficult for Cloud9 to move forward.
Pass.
Another pass misses off the ramp, and it's going to be cleared out the other way. They have to get back quickly.
And now Enchant Squishy sees Torment, and he couldn't connect on that pass. Torment was waiting for that pass infield as well. So Space Station continuing to have these accurate passes. That was a chance there. The shot wasn't on target, but still so threatening. This game really could go either way and could be decided just by one counterattack.
And these passes are coming in so fast. Sathu trying to get it away from Gimmick. Sypical picks it up against the backboard and now has to carry this closely, fighting Squishy for the ball. Space Station having some trouble. Squishy across the line. Sypical back over to Sathu. Gimmick takes it away from him. Cloud9.
Yeah, that was a bump play by Squishy, just hoping that his teammates could lob one towards net. If that was on target, that bump would have paved the way. And a demo as well, and the goal from Gimmick. The physical plays from Cloud9.
Doesn't get the demo the first time, goes for it a second. First, he wins the crucial challenge in midfield. Then he completely annihilates AXB, and Gimmick, all he has to do is put it on target, and Cloud9 are the game one victors.
That was such a beautiful play by Squishy. You could tell he was getting more physical in the late game. And Squishy, that demo, it smoke screened the defender. So Gimmick is coming in, he knows he's got all the advantage. He can tell where he needs to shoot it even through the smoke, but that defender couldn't tell if Gimmick was lining up for a shot. Near post, far post, going high. He just couldn't see anything. And that was all it took to close it out for Cloud9. Good start from them.
These passes that we're seeing from both teams, they're coming in so fast and so hot because they know it has to be bang, bang. Otherwise, we saw it a couple of times. If the pass wasn't fast enough, Cloud9, they were able to break it up. Space Station, they were able to break up those passes. And even a couple of times on the Cloud9 had a couple of transition opportunities, but it's just Space Station's ability to get to the ball on the transition that allowed them to play great defense.
Yes, it's right now it feels like Cloud9 is doing a good job of outpacing Space Station for the most part. That's why they were maintaining possession for a majority of the game. Their just rotations were very good. The boost game was good. They were keeping that pressure on, but they weren't able to kind of find the infield passing, the passing plays like Space Station was doing. Space Station didn't have as much possession, but they were making the most out of those opportunities. They had that beautiful passing play, Sathu to Sypical, Sypical to the AXB double tap set up in the midfield. That was amazing, and their passing is still doing well. So Cloud9 had to bring out the demos, the physical play, to close that game out.
They are up 1 in this best of 7 set. And off the kickoff, Sypical wanted to start things off with a bang. Instead, Cloud9 knock it back over to the orange half. Pass over to Squishy's broken up quickly by Sathus. For Cloud9, You weren't able to find the back of the net often. Only twice. It was enough. They're going to need to continue to find headway towards the Space Station net. Squishy.
But even still, you see again, Gimmick beating AXP to the ball. It seems like Cloud9 is just a little bit faster than Space Station.
Typical close to this. Torment and Squishy. A great challenge from Torment. Squishy was just ready for it. And it allows Cloud9 to reset. It gives them control in midfield. Those mid boosts spawned out, and Cloud9 got both of them. So Sathu just above the back wall. Typical shot blocked by Torment. Torment taking out an attacker. Gimmick looking for Torment on the transition. It splits two defenders from Space Station. Sathu, well, AXB gives it right back to him.
And that last play wasn't even the first great defensive stand from Torment. You remember the last game where he was coming off of the wall to make this hit save that was a shot high. And another challenging play there for Gimmick.
Ooh, some of these hanging balls in front of the box. Dangerous for Space Station. They do get it out. Torment knocks it away. Absolutely.
Love that play from Torment. Just hit it back to your own half, get the boost, and now you keep possession and put your team on the attack.
Oh, Gimmick almost flipping it over. Two defenders. Cloud9. Sathu misses, and the shot from Torment too light. Typical has the save. Wrapping around quickly. Gimmick got the boost, got the ball. It is cleared away for now, but still. Finally, a much-needed clear by AXB for Space Station. But they don't find a lot of room as it gets kicked back to their own half again. And the first 2 minutes belong to Cloud9. 3 shots on net, but only 1 for Space Station.
Very similar to game 1 where Cloud9 continues to have the possession, but still they haven't been able to capitalize too much. More demos coming out from Cloud9.
Torment's hitting some of these passes. One just finds a little bit of room. He finds a gap, and Space Station are in trouble. He's gone for them a couple of times. That one off the back wall, or off the backboard, looking for his teammates.
And Torment had that goal-scoring opportunity. It was just a very weak shot. Cloud9 getting chances, but they need to start putting them away. Otherwise, Space Station could come roaring back, take the lead.
All it takes is one consistent occurrence here for Space Station, but they do get the clear. Cloud9. Torment booms it away. Ooh, and AXB had to come from a long way from the corner to try to make a challenge. Sathu rolls it over to Cloud9 attackers. Cloud9 still controlling this. Torment wins another challenge in front of the box, and Typical taps it away, and another great challenge in his own corner. Cloud9 reset. Gimmick can't get back. Sathu. Well, that's not going to do much for Space Station. It's one and done in the blue half every time they get over there, James. They win one challenge out, but they can't win the next challenge against Cloud9. And again, midfield been locked down. Torment again on the point. Squishy. That time the back wall defended by AXB. Quick transition for Typical. Gimmick. Felt like it might have been an own goal. AXB can't find it. Still scoreless with less than 1:30 left to go.
But that is the threat of the Space Station counterattack. Cloud9, you know, possession's great, but you got to start putting in these shots.
When AXB didn't expect a touch to go out to the left. Was expecting it to kick straight back. So instead, Cloud9 get possession here in Space Station's third. And Torment looking for a gap against the opposing corner. Gimmick back to Squishy off the crossbar. Gimmick can't get there. Torment's got it. Typical saves. AXB keeps it away. And Torment trying to find the ball in midfield. He can't. Typical just throws it up. And Space Station, quick pass to Typical, rolls it under, saved by Gimmick.
And that was the moment where you thought surely Cloud9 was going to finish this play off. Squishy with a shooting chance, and he just couldn't connect. Cloud9, you got to wonder if that will haunt them later on. Still scoreless, 30 seconds left on the clock.
All from midfield, blocked by Squishy. Typical can't find the touch. AXB in there quickly, and he wins. Oh, it bounced straight out off the top of the ramp, and a boomer for Cloud9 for some breathing room. Typical takes control, has another touch up. Space Station playing back from midfield. AXB cut off on the challenge. Squishy back to the corner, looking for Torment, blocked by Sathu. 0-0 at the end of regulation, looking for a pass to AXB, shot on it, blocked by Squishy. Not quite over. Typical kills it. We got overtime.
And back-to-back games. Jorby, what did we say this was going to be the long haul? Well, I think it's off to a good start. 2 overtime games back to back. This has been neck and neck between Space Station and Cloud9. It seems like Cloud9 continuing to control the ball, but Space Station always threatening that counterattack.
Oh, the bump from AXB, but Sathu wasn't in position to take advantage. Squishy staying close to this, making Sathu miss, and he wins the challenge against Sipical. But AXB back over to Sipical. Space Station quickly off the back wall. Sathu gives it off. AXB didn't have an angle. Squishy had it cut off. Still Sathu's there. Up across the Sipical, off the ceiling. Sathu back, tees it up for AXB, but doesn't go for it. Torment right behind the ball. Smart by AXB, trying to retain possession. Torment takes control again. Sathu misses. Here, Gimmick blocked by AXB. And Cloud9 gonna have to reset from midfield.
Torment had to get out of the air, had no boost, and now a chance for Gimmick.
Oh, the block, but no one can get there. Flying in was typical. Very quickly, AXB. Back to Sathu, cut off by Squishy. Squishy on the point now for Cloud9. Takes this out against the back wall. Typical there to block it against the corner, and AXB able to get it out. Still, Torment throws it across. Sathu has the clear.
It has just been an arms race for boost as well. So many times we're seeing players with no boost having to make plays.
Another quick pass and shot from Space Station. Saved. Torment from midfield. That one just off the backboard. And the shot from Gimmick off the crossbar and in. Torment plays the bully. Gimmick plays the finisher. And Cloud9 up by 2 in the series.
You saw Torment threatening the double tap for Sipical to come out and try to make the defensive play. And he just didn't get the hit. And it put Gimmick in a beautiful spot to have a shot on net. And he puts it crossbar down. A huge shot from Gimmick to secure game 2 for Cloud9.
And that pass from midfield from Torment, I mean, that was a laser of a shot just above the crossbar, and it bounced so far out. Gimmick, I mean, it was just in the best spot for him to be able to go for it. No one was going to be able to challenge him on it, especially after Torment gets onto the line, gets the bump on AXB, causing chaos on the line there, Cloud9. They've done that so many times in this series, and that's been the difference for me, James, is that physical play. It was a demo from Squishy that opened up the net for Gimmick in game 1, and this time it was a bump from Torment that opened up the door for Gimmick in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, it was all around just good pressure from Torment, and physical play, like you're talking about, that is a key aspect of it. And Cloud9, you know, this game really could have gone either way. We saw multiple chances for both Cloud9 and Space Station to put goals in, and they just didn't connect. So this has been just so neck and neck. Cloud9 barely coming out on top in both of these games. This has been an exciting series so far.
It really has, and I think that, again, the midfield it's been so 50-50. Space Station only got 2 shots on net in game 2.
Cloud9 is just controlling everything.
No, absolutely, and I think that's just what it comes down to in this series so far is the boost control. Cloud9 have had it all series long. It continues here in game number 3. Space Station, they're in a hole right now, and you do not want to lose this next game. You still have one more life if you do, but very few series come back from 3-0.
And this is for a guaranteed spot at the World Championship. You know that these players are feeling it. The nerves are there.
Sipical bounce off the ramp, and Gimmick clears it away. And there were some questions, you know, in the community, James, and on the pre-show as well about Space Station's ability is, can they bring it again against Cloud9? You didn't feel like what you saw from them in week 5 was enough, but they say no way. Sipical scores off the pass from AXB.
And again, this infield pass, lovely. AXB just hammering it off the corner. He knows that's going to go right out in front of net, and Sipical bashes that one in. A perfect pass and a beautiful finish.
That is Space Station's first goal in about 7 minutes of gameplay, and Cloud9 respond quickly. Torment with the best challenge of his life.
The Torment just getting up immediately, using up every second of boost, getting the dunk as well. Torment stretching for that one off the kickoff. That has to hurt for Space Station.
The world champion and the World Championship MVP Torment, if he starts scoring a lot today, can anybody stop Cloud9?
Torment!
Torment to Gimmick. 2-1.
And look at the play from Torment. He fakes out one defender in the air, flicks it to himself, and then gets the infield pass to Gimmick, who puts it right again off the crossbar where the post and the crossbar meet. Go back and watch that from Torment's perspective, because that was just a masterclass in ball control and ball distribution. Well done by Torment.
In Space Station, your relief, well, it's gone in the span of, what, 10 seconds? After you scored your first goal, Cloud9 scored 2. And they have to find a way to win this midfield consistently. They can't win the boost battles. It's one thing that helped them in their series in week 4 against Cloud9 is they were winning the offensive corner battles, and it allowed them to take those aggressive challenges that they like to take. When Space Station can't play aggressively, they can't play at their peak, and Cloud9 have shut them down.
But it still has been very close. Every game, 1 goal. The last 2 games in overtime. This one's just a 1-goal differential. Space Station still in it, still threatening.
Squishy catches this out the midfield. Sypical able to knock that one away. Still Gimmick, 1 challenge. Sathu picks this up. He has AXB as an option. Shot up, blocked, and still there for Sypical. Takes it wide. Sathu tries to take a shot, can't do it. Cloud9 have a man advantage on the transitions. Squishy demoed by Sypical on the play.
And that was a conversion attempt that really Space Station needed to put in. There was the double commit. It was essentially a 3v1 against Gimmick, who decided not to take the challenge. There was a lot of real estate for Space Station to take and a lot of net for them to shoot at, and they just couldn't put anything together.
Sypical. That one killed by Gimmick, high off the backboard. AXB also high, straight down off the ceiling, can't finish. Sathu shoots, and he scores. Cloud9 can't take it away, and Space Station tie the game.
And this was just a tough bounce, misread from Squishy, misread from AXB. Torment coming off the back of the net, trying to make a Squishy save, couldn't do it. Sathu tying it up.
And Space Station, a much welcomed tie halfway through game number 3.
Are we going to see overtime? I would not have seen that coming, Jorby.
Yeah, not at all. Our first 2 games would be no indicator. And Sathu off the ceiling. Gimmick back over to Torment. And the demo by Gimmick allows Torment to move through still. And Space Station can't win a challenge on this possession from Cloud9. Off the backboard, shot from Torment goes through. Cloud9 have the lead.
And this was a misread off the backboard. You see AXB just trying to make it the read, and he missed. And Sathu wasn't expecting that and just gets dunked on by Torment. Cloud9 taking the lead.
And it all started back in midfield. Gimmick gets that demo as Torment's still moving forward. He forces 2 Space Station defenders to run into each other, so they're already scrambling on defense. What a save by Squishy. And add in the respawn off that demo, it just creates chaos. Torment from midfield flips it over, but blocked by AXB. Right off the ceiling and out. AXB this time has the clear. And not a lot of time left. Space Station have been able to respond once. They need to respond again. AXB wins it cleanly. Looking for Sathu. Sathu's shot. It's wide, away from Gimmick. Oh, the pass. The Sypical scores! What a pass from Sathu to tie the game.
It's another example of how Space Station is so deadly in the passing game. Sathu setting this one up for Sypical. That is the dream. Sypical just on the receiving end of that pass. And you, as a striker, you wish for those passes to come in, for those moments. And again, off kickoff, Cloud9 responds with a goal.
That's a hat trick for Torment. He is popping off in game number 3, right off the kickoff on the sheet. Just has to put it on target. He's got everybody beat. No chance.
It is eerily similar to the last kickoff goal Torment scored. He's just coming in. It's a slow cheat up. And he sees that it's blasted off the side, and he's just the first one to it. Does it again. Torment with a huge game 3 for Cloud9.
A mostly defensive series has turned into a shootout in game number 3. Space Station need to respond again. Sathu, he's had a couple of solid passes so far. Can he give another one? Well, here's Sypical looking for Sathu. Cut off by Gimmick. Squishy taking this, Typical up quickly. He's got it defended. Cloud9, again, control of the offensive boosts. AXB thrown out of the way. Torment wrapping around. Looking for a touch away to get it back to Squishy, but AXB handles it. Typical tries to clear. Still nothing for Space Station. They have 30 seconds left. Back over. Typical a long clear off the corner. Sathu has no chance at that challenge either. Squishy, I mean, that's just a give back over to Torment. Typical. AXB challenge as well. Cloud9 clamping down in Space Station territory. Squishy there as well, forces his way towards the box. Time expires. Typical can't get it away, and they are one game away from sweeping their way to New Jersey.
And it is been such close games. Cloud9, even in this game, Space Station would get a goal. They would, and immediately Cloud9 would answer every time. 2 kickoff goals, both by Torment. That is the kickoff goal is the bane of Space Station's existence. And let's take another look at this last one. Again, Torment just getting up very quickly to the ball and putting pace on his shot. What are you going to do against that? After kickoff, most people have low boost. You see AXB got that boost in the corner.
But he's too far up.
But he's too far out.
Yeah, there's no way he could have gotten to that ball in time because Torment's halfway through the air before he even realizes it. It's just...
And AXB also thought that his teammate might have been getting a piece of that, so he wanted to be in a good position for the potential, challenge. But Torment just puts a blistering shot towards net, catching AXB off guard. And that's all it was. Squishy getting a playmaker this game, 3 assists from him. Torment with a hat trick. And Torment, he has just been stellar this series.
It's the Torment that we saw at the World Championship. I mean, he's the guy putting these balls home.
Yeah,
and
so
when
I'm
Torment,
sure
when Torment is the striker on Cloud9, are you beating this team, James?
Well, I mean, it's just that Torment, he has it all. And in this season in particular, really stepping up in the scoring, and it has helped Cloud9 in those moments where Gimmick and Squishy haven't been as prevalent on the offensive side of the ball. That was a big game from Torment. You know, MVP chants are probably going on in the living rooms of many Cloud9 fans.
Well, almost a shot off the kickoff for Gimmick. Space Station, this is it in the upper bracket for them. They do have another life left in this tournament to try to fight to get to New Jersey. Cloud9.
The defending world champions, Jorby. They won in Las Vegas. And now it was a surprise that Cloud9 didn't finish top 2. They lost to this team in league play, but now when it matters to get back to defend their title, Cloud9 has really performed and are 1 game away from getting back to the World Championship.
And what a way to respond after the lackluster end to league play. And Cloud9, it isn't the only season that they've had disappointing losses in league play and that just stood up when it mattered the most. They do it again here in the most emphatic way possible. I mean, it hasn't been easy. If you look at the game.
And it's not over yet, Jorby.
No, not at all.
We've seen reverse sweeps happen even in these best-of-7 series. And every game has been a 1-goal game, multiple overtimes, but all of them just decided by a single goal. So,
and who better?
If Space Station can just figure out that little extra bit, they've been missing on a few opportunities, but they have what it takes to take down this team. And it all starts with a win right here to get back into it.
It's like there's 2 challenges in midfield. Sathu loses it, and then Typical can't handle it either. And it just gives you this. That shot, Sathu has to block off the post. Away from Torment, Typical has to challenge it quickly. And now Sathu able to clear it away. But that's what it's been for Space Station this whole series. These long clears, Typical finally gets a pass. If Cloud9 don't respond with an immediate clear, then Space Station can get a quick pass out and maybe have a chance at the net. But other than that, I mean, Cloud9 have just bullied them out of every opportunity they've had.
Space Station has had more quality scoring chances. At least last game, I would say they had more quality chances, and they're just barely getting denied. But where they failed last game was just the kickoffs. 2 kickoff goals. Had they not let in those kickoff goals, they would have won that game. So Space Station, they have the formula. They're playing well enough to do it. They just can't make mistakes like that or allow those easy goals like that to go in for Cloud9 immediately on the kickoffs.
And I like the idea from AXB, harassing in the net as Typical was flying in, trying to force a bad challenge out of Cloud9, or at least get the ball to kick out back over to Sathu. Didn't work this time, but it did give them control in the corner. Typical handles it there, back over to Sathu, blocked by Squishy. Now Cloud9 struggling to clear it out of their own end. We're halfway through game number 4. Big win from Torment, but can't get back to his own touch. AXB there, turns into, oh no! Blocked away by Squishy, can't get it back. Typical up, Torment has the next touch off the ceiling. AXB to Sathu, off against the backboard. Typical's there, just wide. Sathu across. AXB too far over to the right, and he's forced to play it to the corner. Cloud9, they steady the course. They hang on defensively.
But you love seeing that from Space Station. When they get set up for an attack, they do a great job of executing, going for those passes, finding their teammates. You know that Cloud9 is gripping their controller tight, just trying to hold on when Space Station is gearing up for an attack.
This challenge, it's going to go the way for Gimmick in the corner. Gimmick not only winning that challenge, also picking up that boost, and Cloud9 look to press and then
team bump,
running into them in midfield. That's going to give Space Station a chance here. Sathu up high, he's got Gimmick beat, but no follow-up available for Space Station. Instead, AXB's shot blocked by Torment. Needs a follow-up from Gimmick, and he has space and time.
And that play by Gimmick, a smart play. Sometimes you can't tell if a player's going to go and get that second touch to hit it over your head. So instead of going for the ball, you just take out the player and you deny them the double tap.
Torment in the corner. He's had a couple of nice passes from that corner specifically. Nothing this time. Gimmick back over, finds Torment from the corner, and it finds the gap. Torment scores. Everyone from Space Station was still rotating around, and Cloud9 have a late lead.
Some lackadaisical defense. You could see Typical, he actually cut over early because he was recognizing the net was open, but Torment, again, it is Torment, the World Championship MVP, the MVP of this series as well. He has just been amazing.
Could give them their sweep into New Jersey. Gimmick popped over again, but now Space Station, they need a clear right now. They need some sort of consistent possession. And there was a gap on the net there. Had that been on target, don't think Sathu could have gotten back to it now. AXB, Sathu to Typical, just high. Do they have it? No, blocked by Torment. Around the corner, Sathu, light shot, gonna be cleared away by Gimmick. Squishy is there. Time winding down. Squishy off the backboard, can't score. Can they keep it in the air? Cloud9 go to New Jersey.
The defending world champions are going back to defend their title. What a series from Torment in particular. The only goal in this game 4, a hat trick in the previous game. Torment popping off in this critical series for Cloud9.
You see up on the back wall on that shot, like you said during the shot, expecting it to be higher as he already was a little too far forward. He tried to recover.
Yeah, and it just wasn't the greatest clear. You could see AXB, his teammates were probably expecting AXB to get a much better clear, so they thought they had time to get back. As soon as AXB made that hit, you know, it was game over. Torment coming in, and in this series, Torment has been hitting the shots, so it was over.
Space Station are by no means out of this tournament. They had a lot of solid passing plays, a lot of solid opportunities.
They're looking good. Don't count them out.
Great ideas. They will be playing the winner of our next matchup. It's Ghost versus Rogue. Winner moves on to the next match, and the loser goes home. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break.